Hello, all my fellow gamers and horror film fans. I'm Mike C, and welcome into the Chrono Cabin. It's that time of year again, where ghosts and ghouls and goblins roam free, and carved out pumpkins spew giblets into the eyes of demons that speak in horrendous lower octaves that are sure to bring you to your knees, trembling in fear, just as a mass predator sneaks up behind you, even though you were running, and that mass predator was just walking. I couldn't have said it better myself, even though I do consider myself a poet. Thank you, Billy. Thank you. That was very kind of you to say. Yep, everyone, it is getting close to Halloween, and I have three horror film anthologies that I think you'll really enjoy watching, particularly around this time of year. Horror movie anthologies are a lot of fun because they usually involve a bunch of stories that are sort of intertwined with one another, and if it's done well, they can be very entertaining and very fun. So these three are woven together masterfully, and they're the top of my list. I watch them every year. The first one is Trick or Treat. Now, this is by all means a classic by most horror film fans out there. So much so that this has actually been a maze at the Universal Horror Nights over at Universal Studios. A couple of years ago, they had the Trick or Treat maze, and I actually went to it, and it was a lot of fun. It was really well done. It's particularly fun if you've seen the movie. This one has got a lot of great stories that tie together into a really nice twist at the end. This actually came out in 2007, and it stars Anna Paquin of True Blood fame. It really falls under the category of horror comedy, and trust me, if you watch this, you're going to laugh. At the center of this anthology is a character named Sam, and he is very recognizable these days, and I would almost say he's gotten to the iconic status. The movie actually takes place on Halloween night in a small fictional town in Ohio. Scale of 1 to 5 on the creepy factor, what does the Chrono Cabin algorithm have to say? Yeah, creepy factor of 1. This is not meant to be like a really scary movie. This is actually just a really fun movie with a lot of great imagery. If you have not ever watched Trick or Treat, put this on your Halloween watch list. Make sure you watch it. You won't be sorry. I actually rewatch this every Halloween, and I have a great time with it. You can currently stream Trick or Treat on HBO Max. Now, this next anthology is a little lesser known, but I think it's a perfect one for Halloween. It is called Tales of Halloween. This is another great anthology in the horror comedy genre. It's comprised of 10 interlocking stories taking place in a random suburban town on Halloween night. Part of the charm of this one is the narration of Adrienne Barbeau. You might know her from The Fog or Escape from New York or a lot of old John Carpenter films, but she plays a radio DJ hosting on air on Halloween night, and it's just, the commentary is great. She plays the perfect part of an on-air radio DJ personality hosting a show on Halloween night. I absolutely love it. It's part of the charm of this movie. It's got a number of fun scares. It's got ghosts, it's got ghouls, it's got aliens. It's even got a great pumpkin. You have to watch this movie just for the pumpkin story. Trust me. You'll know what I mean when you see it. That alone makes this movie, that story. So on a creepy factor of 1 to 5, what say the Chrono Cabin algorithm? Yeah, again, a creepy factor of 1. And this is not a scary movie. This is more just fun laughs and fun scares all the way through. But if you haven't seen it, check this one out. Put Tales of Halloween on your list and watch it, either on Halloween or before Halloween. You can currently see this on Shudder. Last but not least is one of the most underrated horror anthologies out there, in my opinion. This one is called Southbound. This is a bit of a darker horror anthology. It does not take place at Halloween, nor is there a lot of Halloween imagery. It actually takes place on a dark desert highway. The majority of this movie is centered around a very lonely, desolate highway in the desert. Still, I think this is a great movie to watch around Halloween because it really does have dark and creepy moments. Now, a lot of horror fans that have watched this movie over and over, they tend to say that there's this concept of purgatory behind it, and I can see it. And there are these little clues in the movie all over the place that sort of, I guess, allude to that concept. You'll have to see in watching. I won't tell you too much about it because I want you to watch it. The thing that I really like about this anthology is how smoothly the stories are intertwined together. They're very seamlessly woven, and I just think it's masterfully done. So it's worth it to watch just to see how all of these characters are somehow kind of tied together. Now, in 2016, this actually took a bunch of horror film festival awards. And the reason I say it's underrated is just because I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it these days. It did come out in 2016. It's an older film, but I think it holds up great. I think it still stands out great, and I do think you're going to have a good time watching this, particularly around this time of year. Scale of 1 to 5 on the creepy factor. What say the Chrono Cabin algorithm? Yeah, this one I would say is definitely a 3 on the creepy category. There is one story in particular that is really creepy. It really is unnerving when you watch it, so you'll just have to see it and judge for yourself. So if you haven't seen Southbound, definitely put it on your Halloween watch list and give it a watch, because I guarantee you will enjoy this one. You can currently watch Southbound streaming on Hulu. And that about wraps it up here in the Chrono Cabin, everyone. I really appreciate you joining me. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, please subscribe. Please give the video a thumbs up. You can ring that bell for future notifications whenever I release new videos. Until then, everyone, keep playing those video games, keep watching those horror movies, and keep enjoying life.